Welcome back to Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. In the last part, Jack saved Komaru from... well, yeah, we know what happened. And now it is time for the finale of Chapter 3, Through This Door, is our next boss fight. The following scenes contain content that some viewers may find distressing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thanks to you, I did manage to get myself a new outfit, but you wrecked the moving fighter castle. I feel furiously angry. You have seriously made me mad.
Your face doesn't really match up with what you're saying.
This is acting, after all. Inside my heart, I can't help but feel unlucky. Speaking of unlucky, you really should have let me motivate you a little more. You could have felt so good. Your mind would have been blown. You'd become so twisted.
I don't want that to happen.
Oh? You're going to abandon the responsibility of being a dorps? That's not fair. Being a dorps means being an object of jealousy, being called ugly bitch, or told to die. If that doesn't happen, being a dorps just isn't worth it.
I think what you're describing is called undue resentment. And another thing, Omaru is not as cute as you say she is. She's like slightly above average.
I'll take that.
Undue resentment? No. This is the work of demons. All I wanted was to be the same as everyone else. A normal kid who didn't stand out. But she used me to get her dream, even if it meant going to market with me. Well, the guys who wanted that are to blame too. Business with a mother and daughter set? How perverted can adults be? Oh, my mistake. I meant demons, not adults. Seriously, I'm so ashamed of myself for actually listening to what those ugly demons used to say. But everything's changed now. As someone who knows what makes adults happy, I also know the things they don't want. Using what I've learned, I can take down the demons and make them suffer as much as I did.
Not all adults are like that. There are good people who...
Then why didn't anyone save me? If the world is so good, why didn't anyone help me escape? Well, doesn't matter. What I said just now, that wasn't how I really feel. That was acting. Just leave it to the former child acting genius. And a perfect performance is easy as cake. And also, I've been saved by Big Sis Junko anyway.
That name again? I'm sick of hearing that name.
Oh? Does Miss Ugly Glasses over there happen to know Big Sis Junko?
Miss Ugly Glasses? You guys have no idea. You don't know how horrifying that woman really is. You were fooled. I don't know how she convinced you that she was some sweet, gentle girl, but...
Gentle? Gentle? Please! Stop with the gentle! When they're gentle, I get all flinchy. No, I don't want gentle. I don't... Please stop! Anything but gentle! Please, no, stop with the gentle!
What happened to her?
This doesn't look like acting.
No! I don't want gentle! I don't want any more gentle! I said anything but gentle. I said, don't ever say gentle! I beg you, no more. Anything but gentle! Don't say you'll be gentle. Please, just hurt me instead. If You say gentle. Please be gentle with me. Please kill me instead! With the demon hunting prize money, I'm gonna buy a stork so Monica and I can have a kid! I can't lose. I won't lose!
That robot has to have a weak spot somewhere, right?
Let's try to find it.
So the water tells us that we need to use paralysis.
Hiding under the armor.
You wanna be gentle with me? I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Let's keep doing the same thing.
Without a magic circle, spinny, spinny. You wanna be gentle with me? I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Even without a magic circle, spinny, spinny. Hey, that gun is totally cheating! You can't use it! It's against the rules!
Well, how was I supposed to know that rule? You guys came up with them.
You sure have gotten mouthy.
Huh, okay, that didn't work.
Mega Typhoon! Even without a magic circle, spinny, spinny.
This is a pretty tricky fight, quite simply because this axe attack is really hard to dodge. And if you're standing in the water, you'll get paralyzed too. Which means positioning is quite important.
Filthy demons get grinded, raided, flushed down the toilet.
Why is there a guy up on the fence? I was distracted by the guy up on the fence. I feel totally betrayed. I probably didn't need to knock back those guys, actually. I could have just paralyzed them. Trying to paralyze the boss while she's in her attack animation is not gonna work.
Mega Typhoon! Even without a magic circle, spinny, spinny.
She can also kill the Monokumas herself, which gives you less opportunities to hit the boss.
Mega Typhoon!
Just like that. So this is one of the more difficult ones.
Spinny, spinny.
When she finishes spinning, you do get a brief opportunity. That's gonna hit. This is our shot.
Without a magic circle, spinny. Why? Am I about to lose to a demon? Kids can't win against a... Pervert! This is borderline indecent!
Shut up! This time around, I am definitely going to get you to talk. Where is Master Byakuya?
What are you doing to that child? How immature of you. No, I guess it is rather demonic in a way. Ganging up and abusing a child. It's like a special skill all you adults have.
Nagisa!
What? Abuse? You guys are the ones who started all this.
All we want is a peaceful paradise, where children can live without fear.
Don't make me laugh. You've been using those Monokumas this whole time to murder adults.
She's right. If all you wanted was a peaceful paradise, you shouldn't have done it like this. There is no other choice. We must kill them. If we allow them to live, our paradise will be undone. And if that happens, we will be forced to endure our pain once more. Nothing will change. We can never be at peace until we have wiped out every single one of them. So we have to kill the demons to protect our world.
That sounds like something from a damn video game. Have you lost your mind, kid?
Yeah, you're probably right. We've all gone mad. Masaru, Jotaro, Kotoko, Monica. We're probably all insane. Broken. But whose fault is that? The adults are the ones who broke us.
Nagisa.
You want to hear the truth? We're scared. We're all terrified of the adults, hearing their footsteps, sensing their presence. We can't help but feel scared. Completely terrified. As long as adults exist, we cannot rest. We cannot live in peace. At this point, the damage is irreversible.
I figured that something like that was behind all of this. And I do pity you.
No matter how pitiful you are, it doesn't mean that you can hurt others. To just treat them how they treated you, that's just going to make everyone equally miserable.
So you're saying we should just take it? You're saying we should abandon all hope?
Hope?
No, it's fine. Let's end this already. I want you to leave this town.
Huh?
You want to run away, right? You want to escape the city, right? Then I will let you leave. Satisfied?
Nagisa, are you sure?
It's my decision. As leader.
But what about Monica?
I'll persuade her.
Hold on. Are you seriously saying you're just gonna let her go?
Until you two arrived, our revolution was progressing smoothly. I don't want you to interfere any longer. So please, just get out of here. Stay away from us, please.
Alright, all done. Yay! Monica's very own special-made magic circle.
Whoa! You're awfully chipper!
Well, of course. Everything is going swimmingly. Spinny, spin, spin. The world is spinning, and Monica's at the center. Everything is all thanks to my wonderful allies, playing their part and doing their best.
Looks like time's winding down. Just a little bit longer and we'll have a brand new successor on our hands! A second generation Junko and Ashima, huh? Well, things are getting pretty interesting around here.
Oh. And that does it for Chapter 3. Oh man. I have a lot to say about Chapter 3. In terms of gameplay, I think it's pretty solid for the most part. I really like the beginning of the chapter, the backtracking segment through Toa Tower and through Toa City and the Monica Man Labyrinth. I think it's all really, really good game design, and I really enjoy that. From a narrative perspective, this chapter does a lot of important things with the story that really lays the groundwork for what's to come in the future. And looking back from the end of the game, there's a lot of foreshadowing, a lot of very important character development, and a lot of interesting plot points that are established and developed on in this chapter. I still very deeply disagree with the motivation event and also the Jack versus Kotoko fight. I think they really shouldn't have been in the game, and they undermine a lot of what they tried to do with the character. I mentioned this in Chapter 2 when I was talking about Jotaro, and I think the same applies here too. I don't think the game has to provide an exhaustive education, but it has shouldered the responsibility of providing awareness regarding these types of abuse. And how they present Kotoko in this chapter, I feel, is a very dangerous portrayal. I know that it's Danganronpa, that it is fiction, that it is dramatized, but I still think they went way, way, way too far. And what I mean when I say I feel like they're undermining the character is that we are in a completely different world. The world has changed and everything that we know is different. But here is Kotoko perpetuating the cycle by making Komaru suffer in the same way. And not only in the dialogue, but also in the event of the Jack versus Kotoko fight, it seems to send a message that says, even in this new world, Kotoko remains a victim. She remains an object of desire and nothing more. As I said, I think that's a really dangerous message. To end this chapter on a more positive note, the cutscene prior to the boss fight, as distressing as it is very powerful, and it is one of the more well-written parts of Kotoko's character. I also want to give due credit to the voice actors. I think it must have been a very difficult scene to record, and I think they did a really good job of it. And the cutscene after the boss fight with Nagase and Kotoko, I think is really, really good. I really like that cutscene. There's a quote in there that really stands out to me. Nagase says that they're scared. He finally admits that kind of weakness, that they're terrified of the adults. He says things about just hearing their footsteps or sensing their presence means that they cannot even rest. And despite how dramatized this game is and how over the top it can be at times, that kind of hypervigilance is a very realistic trait of abuse victims. And those two cutscenes back to back really bring things down to earth. They really humanize the kids. And earlier in the chapter, we get to see the adults be more demonized. So despite its flaws, the end of this chapter does a really good job of flipping the narrative on its head and making you think about things from a different angle. And that's only going to continue on as we move on into chapter 4, which I'm really looking forward to. I am always really, really conflicted with this chapter. Regardless, we cleared it. We got our A rank, which means we get another cutscene with Byakuya.
As expected of the woman I entrusted with my life, it was not wrong of me to believe in you. Why the surprised expression? You idiot. You're the only one I trust. Don't you know that by now?
Bonus, we got the skill re-raise, which increases the amount of money we get from enemy drops even further. And 500 monocoins. And so ends Chapter 3, Cute Girl's Battlefield. In the next part, we will begin Chapter 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.